Yo, what up, world? It's your boy Elmo, the Universal Humanitarian. You already know. And I'm here today with some very divine-minded, like-minded creators today, and we're here to discuss Vedic Astrology. And I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. Start with Vijay.
Yeah, I'm Vijay, and I am a blockchain artificial intelligence developer, a programmer. I code 50 different computer languages, and I have my own AI blockchain company called Naga Highest Intelligence. And you can find our company's details on our website, www.nagaintelligence.com, nagaintelligence.com. So you can find me there. You can find me on LinkedIn, Santhosh. You can find Instagram at Christ Being. So Twitter Nagawa13. So these are my links, and I do blockchain. I do artificial intelligence. That's what I do, and I am. That means like I study all the religions and from all the religions which are there in India and which are across the world. So that's what I do. Thanks for having me on the show.
Okay, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's your boy D Calico. You know, not much of
Peace.
an introduction either, but definitely you can find me on the Alhambra Society. You can find me on Crumb TV, Branch of Knowledge. All three. As a matter of fact, of course, D Calico on YouTube. Peace to the panel.
Right. Peace. And well, I'll go ahead and introduce myself. It's your boy Elmo, the Universal Humanitarian. And you can reach me at yoshimore918 at gmail.com, or you can call me at 334-444-1791. Or you can check out my YouTube channel, Elmore, the Universal Humanitarian. Peace. And we also have the creator goddess Joy Allen with us today. And so we're gonna go ahead and get
Peace
started on the
to
topic.
everyone.
Oh, my bad. I thought you were gone. Sorry about that.
All right. Peace to everyone.
Yeah.
It's good. Can you hear me? Okay. Peace to everyone. Islam, Ola, Hotep, Konnichiwa. I am Joy Allen, and I am of the Memoirs of a Karmic Dynasty platform, and I am known for busting up all lies. So I appreciate being here today with my brothers on the panel. We are here to bring to you in depth and details and information and knowledge of Vedic astrology. And again, I appreciate you all being here. I appreciate being a part of the panel, and we're going on with the show.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna speak this part. So we came together. We're on a shared platform, and so in the
Mm-hmm.
background you will see our banners. We came together, so we have our banners together in the background. El Moore is our host today. The Calico actually brought us all together, and so the Calico is going to get us started and share with us probably how he came about this idea and what brought him to this topic, and to get us started on where we're going next. Thank you, D Calico.
For sure, I appreciate it. I was going to say, as a matter of fact, you know, um, astrology is very important, and being over here in what we call the Western world, everybody pretty much goes off of the tropical zodiac, which obviously is Western astrology, and that's kind of a mishap. You know, that's like saying it's 24 hours in a day when it's 23 hours and 50 something minutes. But we just say, hey, we'll round it off to 24, and before you know it,
Right.
we got a shortage or a surplus of days and we got to create, a leap year and such. But yeah, this 12
Right.
sign ain't cutting it. So it's time to go back to the original, which is the 13 sign zodiac. We probably most likely know it as the word sidereal, you know, looking like the word side, SIDE, and real, REAL put together. So the
Oh,
sidereal astrology.
yeah, I got you.
Yeah, the sidereal astrology is
I say
the
side
13.
real.
Yeah, 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 for real. But it's
Well, I got you though.
you know, it's the original zodiac. Like I want people
Right.
to understand there's a difference between a horoscope and a zodiac. Like people over here in America,
Right.
they know about their horoscope, which ain't about nothing, but they don't really know about their zodiac. And if they
Right.
did know about their zodiac, they're still going off these 12 signs, so they're not really. Well, let me stop.
Right. Oh, we lost him. Wait, he come back in. I got him.
Oh shoot, hold on.
You back, bro?
Yeah, bam.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I'm in there now. I just had to switch up which one. I was gonna say, yeah, brother VJ is the best in the community that I could think of. You feel me? To really tap into this ancient astrology because it pretty much goes back to the Vedic astrology, and
Mm-hmm.
and that word pretty much interests me. And the first thing I kind of wanted to ask VJ is Vedic related to the word Vedas, because but we know Vedas means knowledge, and being that this is all astrological, it really makes me think of Darth Vader when we saying Vedas. You know what I mean? Yeah, for real. You know what I mean? It, it's something to it. I don't know. You know what I mean? But I can see what the words is. It's all kind of like tangled
As
into.
in the dark Vedas.
Yeah, yeah. Darth Vader, Star Wars, because this
Yeah.
is the war in heaven.
Dark. I said dark
No, it's
Vedas.
Darth. It's Darth.
As
Say it
in the
again.
Vedas are dark.
Yeah, yeah, they Darth. Yeah, yeah, like the
Dark
original.
Yeah.
Vedas.
Yeah,
As
yeah,
in the
like
Vedas
I
are
like
dark.
I like that because that's like saying all the original gods, like especially Zeus. Let's say Darth Vader is Zeus. Then Zeus was first represented it as all black, solid black. The same way we represent Darth Vader. But like
Right.
I said, the Vedas meaning knowledge. We nobles, more. And noble means knowledge. And also Gnostics. You feel me? Or Gnosis. All of that
Means
means
knowledge.
knowledge. So we the
Right.
Vedas, we the nobles, we the Gnostics. That's what we're here to learn today.
Right.
So brother Vijay, you said Vedas is the word Vedic. The word Vedic comes from Vedas, meaning knowledge. I think it's screen froze.
Oh, he showed this froze.
Yeah, yeah, you have to come right back in. But because
Yeah, he
just
was
think,
talking about how Veda is like the root word of Vedic.
that's what I was wondering. Because
Right.
that leads me to see that this is the astrological knowledge. You feel me?
Right.
That's
From the stars.
yeah, that's what Vedic astrology means. You know,
Right.
sure. So hopefully
I
our
know
brother.
Vedic revolve more around like the lunar phases or the lunar mansions, other than
Exactly.
like the Western focus on the sun.
Yeah,
Their
exactly.
primary focus like is on the moon and the
Mm,
lockdown. Yeah.
yeah. And see, that's my thing. Like I be trying to. Sister Jordan,
Yeah, and talking about how
did she freeze up?
D. Calico was talking about how the Western astrology neglects the influence of the moon
Right.
and primarily focuses on the sun, which he said is the masculine. Um, excuse me, could you go more on that, D. Calico?
Yeah, about it wouldn't be 13 months if this wasn't revolving around the woman. This is all about the lunar cycle.
Right.
You could say her menstrual cycle, because without the moon, none of this is possible. That's why her menstruation is called a menses. Menses meaning moon. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
brother PJ. See, I had to touch on the astrology, and I was saying how the word, Vedic, coming from Vedas, or I should say the Vedic astrology, however you say it. But the Vedic astrology, the word Vedic coming from Vedas or Vedas, meaning knowledge. So Vedic astrology means, the knowledge of the astros, or
Right.
the knowledge of astrology, or astrology knowledge laid out for you, plain and simple. I don't think. I don't know. I think he might still be having a little difficulty.
Yeah, so
But
everyone
y'all
is
gotta bear with
familiar.
us.
VJ is in India, so we first have the time difference. Then we have the issue of distance. So VJ sometimes goes in and out, and we just continue on. And by the time he comes in, he fills in the space. So he may talk for a longer period of time because he's missed part of the conversation with sharing his input.
Brother VJ said no audio. Is it? You can't hear us? Can you hear me, brother VJ? I don't think he can hear me.
Yeah, he be breaking up.
Hey, goddamn Facebook and StreamYard is or YouTube is y'all. They really getting slick. You
Oh
know.
yeah, yeah.
So I share with him he may need to go out and come back in.
I
Right.
heard. Oh, no,
Are
I
you
hear
able to
you. I
hear
hear
me
you. But I
now?
don't. But I don't even see his mouth
Okay.
moving. But I hear him.
Yeah.
Yeah. StreamYard app is acting. They did the same thing to me pretty much. On one of my computers.
Are you able to hear me now?
He breaking up.
If
Yes,
you
VJ.
come back one more time,
Are you able to hear me?
if you go out and come back one more time, it might be clear this time, because it's gonna stay like that. It's not gonna. Hmm. But like Sister Joy was saying, y'all gotta bear with us a little bit, because brother VJ, like this, like we say, Western astrology. We over here in the Western part of the world. This brother is from the land of the rising sun. He's from the east side. He's from the east side. You feel me? Like he on the other, he beyond Africa. You feel me? So we can understand a little technical difficulties. And the brother might have to go out and come back in.
So D Calico, while he works on that, could you talk to us more about
we can.
the feminine energy and being the hidden one?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And that's why I look at it as sacred. You feel me?
Yeah, the weather is acting up
Man, look at
Can
it.
we understand him?
It stopped. Stop. It won't let him.
Yeah, I can.
Brother VJ, you're gonna have to try one more time. Come out and come back in, because if that just won't work, we can always do it by the phone. Yeah. You know, like like I say all the time, Amen and Ra are two different things. You feel me? And
Right.
a lot of people, only think Ra is Amen, or Amen is only Ra. But well,
Right.
like brother VJ would gladly tell you, Amen is Amma. Amma is the great mother. So who is the hidden one? Huh? The hidden one is the great mother.
Right.
So they've done that. That when we say everything is patriarchal, we mean they've taken away the mother out of all of the sciences, and there's no, older science than astrology. And Western astrology has taken the feminine principles out of astrology. You know,
Right. Trying to take it out of reality.
yeah.
Yeah,
Brother
so
VJ,
when we were talking, you mentioned the patriarch. You said something about the patriarch being stronger, and I got a slight attitude.
I
And
said the
then
patriarch being stronger.
when we were talking, and then you went on to explain that, like when you're dating and you meet a girl and how you have her meet your father, but not your mother.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, could you tell us that story?
yeah. That's the last person you get to meet. Everybody can't meet mama. So that's why mama is sacred. I'm in. Is the hidden one. 'Cause that's gonna be the last person you get to meet is mama. Anybody will tell you when they get that big money, they're gonna put mama up somewhere. You feel me?
Right.
So ain't nobody really gonna be coming to visit because we overprotective of mama. And if you ever disrespected my daddy, you'll never meet my mama. You know what I mean? So if you a heathen, or if you not even true to this religion that honors the father, what about his wife? What about his counterpart, the mother? You won't respect her if you didn't respect him. For real. So we keep her hidden.
Right.
This is the occult, and we love uncovering.
So is that part of the reason why the patriarch influence is so strong? Because the feminine energy is back being protected?
Uh, that sounds just about right. Cause like they said, behind every strong man, you know, it's definitely that strong woman.
So then the patriarch system is an illusion.
Oh yeah, yeah. Cause they just really to me the patriarchal system made up their own astrology.
Yes, they did.
This was
Right.
never
Starting with that damn zoo. Starting with that zodiac, which means
yeah,
zoo.
yeah, yeah. But see, all that's coming from the fact that the ancient Egyptians called the heavens, they called it Pet, you
Yes.
know, PET, as well as a Menti and all other names. But a name that I've recently come across is that they called it Pet. So I think
Right.
about it, I'm like, whoa, if that's Pet, and we know all about the zodiac, and we know that is where all these pets are, all of these, animals, primordially are. So, you
Mm-hmm.
know, like basically we gotta understand that the animals on earth are sacred. We wouldn't even know if
Right.
these might be the angels all around us, and we mistreating the animal, because it speaks on like times where Buddhists, monks or priests will reach such a high level of Zen that they would actually transform into their animal spirit for a short period of time or whatever, you know, and that's just showing the divinity in the animal. It's like saying this person had to reach that level to make that transformation. So we over here looking at an animal
Right.
like an animal. Oh, we're over here. We're superior, not knowing that you have an animal spirit to you. This may be your reincarnation when you come back, or this might be the avatar you appear in, or this might be your heavenly appearance. We would never know, you know, because the Egyptians and
Right.
everybody did practice animism, and this zoo, so-called zodiac, is all interconnected. Can you hear me now, brother Vijay? He's kind of lagging. I don't know if he can hear me. Can you hear me, VJ? No, he can't hear me. Let me see.
Yeah,
Yeah, we hear you now.
yeah, like, yeah, I can hear you. Are you able to hear me
Yes,
properly?
yes, yeah, perfect. Finally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what happens is like when you look into this astrology thing, there are like East Indians on this side of the Tropic of Cancer, and you got Native Indians in America, and you got West Indians. So all these Indians you got there, and all the zodiacs, what you see, the Native American zodiacs is there, the Chinese zodiacs are there, and the Indian zodiacs are there, the Vedic astrology zodiacs. All the zodiacs are coming from India, and the Native American zodiacs, they are also Indians. So when you classify them, so the Chinese astrology is given to the Chinese by the Buddha, the Indian, the
Did he freeze up?
Yeah, they hating on us. They hating on us.
Yeah, man.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, because I keep getting kicked out the studio. So let's see here. So D Calico, earlier you mentioned the time that's involved of the astrology, because of course time is linked with astrology. Um, and yesterday me and you talked about um the oct of the word October being the eighth month,
Mm-hmm.
Nove for the ninth month, and also we're not gonna forget Sept, which means seven, and
Yeah,
for December,
that's
which
where it
means
starts.
10.
Yeah, that's where it starts with September. The
Yeah,
numerals.
September. So my questioning comes from, since of course time is related to astrology. I was talking about how a lot of teachers teach of those words, and my thought was, okay, so they teach us that July and August are months that were added to this calendar.
Mm.
Who has actually given you the um the illustration of the months minus July and August, and put the months 7, 8, 9, and 10 in their proper place?
I mean, the only people is the Rosarian calendar. You know,
Ancient
Right.
Kemetic Rosarian calendar.
yeah. I got to give it to them. They're the only people made that move, especially over here in this western part of the world. You know, we waking
Right.
up. We waking up for sure.
A distributor of the ancient Kemetic Rosarian calendar. And let's see here. So again, even in other parts of the world where they have
Yeah,
illustration,
they breaking you up. They breaking you up too, sis. They add our next. We're going to it's going to
Yeah.
hopefully it could be an hour long video because they at our necks.
can
You
you hear
know,
me now?
yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, where is the illustration other than the ancient Kemetic Rosarian calendar that gives us the months in their proper alignment where we can see it in a calendar?
See, that's what I was hoping. VJ can introduce us to the Hindu calendar.
Okay,
You
when
know,
he come back, we're gonna ask him. In the meantime, over here, this is the only illustration we have that I know of. And
hmm
again, um, we were talking yesterday, and to me, it's like people are quick to want to teach and or preach at you what's wrong, what's wrong. Oct means
Right.
eight. It's, and Julius Caesar and Augustus Caesar came in and added months to the year. When they added a month to the year, it took away a day from the week. So when you take away a month, you add a day. So you take away July and August to 2 months. You add in, of course, a day for each. That's 2 days. You have the 9 week calendar, 9 days in a week.
Right.
So, um, my purpose right now is to know what I realized is in saying that, because before I knew my Siba Patah Secret Sar and Siba Ramutef Queb brought me into the knowledge of astrology, I heard that came in from me. And Brother Prum speaks about, the age. A lot of people speak about it, but nobody was talking about giving us the illustration. Because we are like,
Yeah.
so I would like for more of us to talk about something,
Yeah.
us the illustrations to follow. Because a little bit,
Hey, sis.
we can,
Sis.
You breaking up? Yeah.
Yeah. See, you be busting up live, so they busting up, your audio. Yeah.
What
Hey,
about
I had trouble trying to go live Saturday. It wouldn't let me be great Saturday.
Yeah, I saw that.
that's how they been. I'm talking about. I seen them do it the last time. Sister Joe and Pratah Sikha saw had went live. They messed his audio up, and the video before that with me and Crumb on the Baphomet Beyonce and Bobby Hemmett video I did. They tore my audio up.
Yeah.
Brother Vijay.
We're gonna work around.
Matter of fact, we need to hear from Joe and Vijay to make sure y'all audio is straight.
Is mine okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looked like we might have to do Brother Vijay by phone. It depends. Let me see. Go ahead, Brother Vijay.
So while he fixes himself, again, I would like for us to put more into motion besides our mouths, because soon it will be house knowledge and conversation that the months are out of order.
Mm-hmm.
And like everything else that people accept for the norm, they don't know it's wrong. They don't know the calendar is wrong, but no one will be seeking the proper.
See, it's just like we be saying, this month, that month, 12 months, 13 months. But, the word month coming from moon. You feel me?
Right.
So that means in 300,
Right.
that means out of 365, there is 13 months. Or should I say moons? You feel me? So we can be clear about this. You feel me? It's 13 moons. So there is, there's almost no way around it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if we can shorten it. I don't think we can extend it. You feel me? Because we just counting them.
Well, taking out July for Julius Caesar and August for Augustus Caesar leaves us with 10 months.
Now we can call July Joy, and we can call August Allen. I'm just saying.
Well, the thing is, they added in those months, so those months needed to be taken out.
I mean, they didn't add those moons in.
No, they didn't, but they messed with the days. They need to realign the days. And then with that being said, moving on from the calendar on to the actual signs. The signs have been Hellenized. The signs are incorrect. So, of course, if the time is incorrect, the symbols, those so-called signs, the zodiacs, are out of order too. And I covered that with Crumb TV on Astrology Decoded Part 1. Before I came into the knowledge of Tetra Para, I was on the fact that their glyphs and their signs are incorrect. Of course.
Or have their own interpretation.
Yeah, they stole it. They shaped it the way they wanted to present it to the people. And they are destroying people under this false knowledge.
Yep.
Vijay, you with us?
Is you right?
Yeah. Are you able to hear me properly?
There you
Everything
go.
is clear?
Yeah.
Things are racking up, right? Yeah. So when you look into the astrology and
So hold on,
the
VJ. We was gonna
Lemurians
ask
brought
you
the
right quick about the calendar there.
Like
D
like
Calico,
like
can you ask him about that?
yeah.
calendar.
In Hindu and over there in India, uh, like I'm sure you would. Do y'all have 13 months in your calendar, or how is your calendar set up, and what is the name of the month?
Uh, it is that means like the calendar has months, masas. 30 days. 30 days is 1 month, and it is pretty much 360 days, and and they they divided it into, that means like it is that means like the calendar, the new year starts in summer, March.
We can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
They
Yeah, we
hating.
can hear you good.
Okay, so he mentioned the calendar over there starts in the summer in March.
Yeah,
He
that's just like
said
just like the Egyptian calendar. Well, he said March.
it starts
He said
July 25th is the new year.
yeah. I'm gonna say that's summer because he said summer, but then I
Yeah,
heard him say March to
I
summer.
Yeah,
heard him say March
Finish.
too.
Yeah, but
And then the thing is, you do not consider January as the new year, then adjustments must be made.
I mean, to me, like all Moors, most Moors, we look at uh, like you say March. We look at springtime as
right,
as the new year. Because everything springs forth. It's new. You know.
And according to the stars, because
right.
we're speaking about astrology, according to
I
the
mean,
stars, how do they determine March is the new year?
no. What I'm saying is it
Oh, through
depends.
the spring equinox.
I
It,
heard what you said. I'm saying, according
it,
to the stars, since
it
we're
always
speaking of astrology,
it always
how do
depends.
they determine the new year according to the stars?
It depends on which star. You feel me? But in our ancient culture, especially like the Dogon and ancient Egyptian, we're talking about Sirius B. So when Sirius is in conjunction with the sun, that is when like you say, July. That's around in the mid July. With
Mhm.
Yeah,
Tabatolo.
because Cyrus rises in July.
Yeah, that's the conjunction of the two placentas, is what it's called.
So
You know.
what is it doing? What's Cyrus doing in March?
Yeah. So in that culture, we definitely looking at like that's 12 o'clock when Sirius and the sun conjunct. It's like the opposite of an eclipse. You feel me? An eclipse is when the moon and the sun come in conjunction. Uh-huh. So the middle of summer, like they say, the dog days of summer, they call it the dog days of summer because of the dog star. You feel me?
Yes,
And this is when Sirius comes in conjunction with the sun. So you got the brightest light in the sky also in conjunction with the sun. And we wonder why it be so hot. You know what I mean? So the same thing would go for an eclipse. That would be like, well, I wonder why it's getting cool out here. And we don't know, like, it's an eclipse. Of course it's going to get
right,
cool, you know? So when these two bright stars, it's the uniting of the two placentas, the placenta of Amma coming from the Sirius constellation and, the placenta of Ogun, you feel me? Or Ogu, that we know as Ogun over here in this part of the world. The sun is
You
part
talking
of,
about the Orishas?
yeah, and I know I keep saying this, but Ogun is really like a bad guy when you check out. I ain't just talking about no Christianity type stuff. I'm talking about you go deeper, go beyond the Orishas and go to the Dogon mysticism. You know, Ogun is that disobedient son of the mother.
right.
You know, so I don't be knowing where to take it with that Orisha. Of course I'm dealing with the Oshuns and the Shangos, but I don't know. I got to question Ogun a little bit.
Yeah, that'll be the Mars energy, right? Ogun,
I
the
ain't, I
warrior.
ain't. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Yep. Yep, that Aries type of spirit. Yeah, that Mars. That Mars.
That's why. That's probably why he get the bad reputation. But I think
And speaking of Aries and how I spoke about, so one, we already got on the table that the calendar is wrong. So then that means what I know next is that when you take out certain months and you move around days, that means people's birthdays are not what they think they are. The day you was born, that star in the sky is not there on what you would think is your birthday. And I learned that information just based on me myself knowing that the glyphs, they change. There was the ancient version of the Western glyphs, there's the modern day versions, and the versions that's soon to change. And with all these changes going on, that means there are adjustments to what you think is your birthday, along with the fact that the star is no longer in the sky that was there when you were born. And I know Ramutef Queb, and he gives proper birth chart readings. He gives you your proper birthday. And so for me, it depends on where you live at. And actually, no, it depends on where you were born. And he can determine for you what your real birthday is. So I live in the United States, in the Midwest. And here, being born here, you subtract 10 days from what you think is your birthday. So I was born on the 24th. That means my birthday is actually on the 14th. My birthday is not on the day that I was born. So anyone needs more information on that, you can contact me for Ramutef's information or inbox him on Facebook. You spell his name Ramutef. Queb is Qeb. And that's all I have to say for right now. Thank you.
Sister Joy, you gonna be able to call Brother Vijay on the phone? Probably have him audio, you know.
Nope, I'm on my cell phone.
Okay.
That's why my signal's in and out and mess with me.
Yeah, I was trying to share that page, brother. Yeah.
say what now?
I said I was trying to share that page. You see that page I'm sharing? No.
It should be there where our pictures are at when you bring us in the studio.
Yeah, down there at the bottom, next to my. Yeah. Yeah, right below.
Brother Elmore sitting in for me.
Right below where now?
Right below where it said where you got the stream running where it said Vedic Astrology. Under all of that, where our pictures be. How you add us to the stream? You got to add that image. That image to the screen.
It's up on the brand or banners? I can't really find it right now. I don't see it.
Right there next to where it says you're in the show. Where it got all the mute, stop cam, and cam mic and all that. It's right in between that.
Yeah.
It should be where Vijay was at.
Yeah.
It should be down there.
Like if I came in the room right now.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah. Oh shoot! Matter of fact, VJ's back. Hey, right on time too. Hey, I was just pointing out, like I say, this is the 27 nakshatras, or what they call lunar mansions. These are lunar mansions. This ain't nothing solar. You feel me? Lunar mansions of Vedic astrology, superimposed. Like this ain't over the 12, but if it was truly Vedic, it would be 13. You know.
Observation for the audience.
Right.
What's the Vedic astrology with the mansions? And where's the house?
Your phone. Say it again, sis. You broke up a little bit.
The house.
Yeah, they hating on you. They say you won't be busting no lies up on their watch.
But in ancient India, it used to be 28 nakshatras. They took one away, just like they
See,
took one sign away.
it's 13. See, that's why they over here talking about some dang 12 superimposed over the 12 zodiac signs. Like, no, it must have been the 28 superimposed over the 13 zodiac signs. You know, like we say,
Right.
lunar mansions. You feel me?
Right. So I think
Yeah,
Joy
that
wanted to
makes
know
sense.
like what's the lunar mansion meaning versus the houses.
Go ahead, brother. Or what does nakshatras mean in your words, brother?
Yeah, that means like the fallen angels have been trapped in these nakshatras, and there are 27 nakshatras. This is the ascendant, what we call the snapshot of heavens when the person is born. So the everything there are nine planets, and two are imaginary nodes, Rahu and Ketu, and there are 9 planets. Sun and the moon is also one of the planets. Sun and moon is also a planet, and there are 27 nakshatras. So nakshatra depends upon that means when you're calculating the ascendant, so the dominating characteristics of a person is calculated by watching this nakshatra. And the females, that means the Hindu females, the Gentile females, they keep their names with these nakshatras. And the folklore tells that you can summon that means like the fallen angels have been trapped in these nakshatras, and by writing the mandalas you can call them. You can call them, the people or the fallen angel that is trapped on the nakshatra. You can call them for help. So if I share the screen, I can show you some mandalas, how they are calling in, or when you type in like Sri Yantra, you get one mandala, Sri Yantra. I will share the screen.
Mm-hmm. And you said the name of that is Mandela?
Sri Yantra, mandalas. Mandalas. Sri Yantra. So I won't be sharing the screen because things are acting up. So Sri Yantra would be, if anybody can share the screen, they can. Or if you want me to share the screen, I will share the screen.
If you want.
Hey, Sister Joy, I hear you back
Sister
there.
Joy said the Western gave her a little house, and Vedic offers her mansions, lunar mansions, and the Western gave her little houses.
Put it like this: the Father offering those houses, the solar.
So this is
the lunar.
Right.
This is the Sri Yantra. Right. So you see in the Western movies and everywhere, the people sitting on the pentagram and calling on the fallen angel. So in India, our people were doing with this one, Sri Yantra. There are many pentagrams, or don't say mandalas.
Hey, 1 second, brother Vijay, because put it like this, like Sister Joy pointing out, how in Western astrology they speak of the houses, like within your zodiac you have these 12 houses and all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, but see, over here they saying nakshatras are lunar mansions. And what does the Bible tell you? The Bible tells you, my Father has many mansions. You know what I mean? So this is the creator that the Bible was even speaking of.
Right. That means like the fallen ones, the fallen angels are being imprisoned in these stars. These stars. That's what they are. They are the prisons, planets, or whatever you can call them.
Yeah, like
and they are waiting for
a prism. A prism is a prison.
Yeah, it is a prison for them. So they are waiting for somebody to call them, and they are ruling over the people here on the planet Earth. And when you look into the astrology and aspects of it, There are, that means like in Indian astrology or the Vedic astrology, there are 12 rasis. The same thing like in the Western astrology. I hear some cracking sound coming up. Yeah.
And touch on the 13 signs when you get a chance, so we can, you know, we can hear it spoken or pronounced.
And
Yes. That's
and I want to say like the Vedic astrology, the Native American astrology, the Chinese astrology, they have the same connection, right? And the Chinese astrology is given by a black, you say copper colored Indian women or Asiatic women called Buddha. Buddha is a woman, and she gave the Chinese astrology. Chinese astrology is not taken seriously because it has been overshadowed by the Vedic astrology. And the Western astrology takes a lot of things from the Vedic astrology, and all these things are stemming up from one basis. That is, we have the 12 tribes of Israel. So from the 12 tribes, the Creator had divided us into 12 tribes from the seed of Jacob, and these 12 zodiacs have been taken and given to the Gentiles. That's what it is. And every, that means every continent has a guardian angel or something like that, and they would be in charge of the heavenly realm to that to that continent. So these stars and these planets are ruling over them. So I used to look into this astrology for a long time, but for a Hebrew person, this astrology doesn't work. so what happens is like we have East Indian sitting in the Tropic of Cancer. We have the native Indians who are in America and Brazil and all those parts of the world. You have the West Indian. So who are these Indians? These are the same people from Lemuria. So if you look into it, and we have brought a lot of knowledge to the world, and we have brought the astrology. And when you talk about 27 nakshatras, the Indian females would be called by the name of these nakshatras, because they hope that that the person inside that nakshatra will keep them happy or will take care of them. And 27, or it is divided into three subdivisions, 9 into 3, which are 27 subdivisions. And we also draw the houses. So let me share the screen so that I can show you houses.
I guess the volume, or they done disconnected my brother for a second again. Yeah, he was definitely going in. I'm about to start taking notes. For real. Nakshatras. What I was just going to say about the nakshatras. Dang. Matter of fact, Sister Joy, you with us? Yeah, they still tearing your audio.
They can also be considered the constellations. That sure is.
Mm-hmm. You got mansions versus houses, huh? Sister
And
Joy?
based on like whatever your moon sign, they're gonna be like whatever nakshatra you have.
Yeah, exactly. Your emotion.
And the degrees of the moon gonna be determined what nakshatra. Right.
I be looking up stuff people be scared to look up, right? But you got to look up when you don't know anything,
Right. Me too.
especially in America. You might want to look up for dummies. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be Vedic astrology, a different language, or
Oh
anything.
yeah.
You know, like they hide it by saying for dummies. You know? But those are some of the best books you can find. Some of
Right.
the best books
Right.
you can find is gonna be those, you know,
Yeah.
learning Spanish for dummies. Like you gonna know some Spanish when you're done with this book.
Right.
So I'm over here. I be doing the same
Right.
thing. When it comes, I do the same thing when it comes
Yeah, they
to
good books.
Vedic astrology. You know,
Right. I've been looking to it about a year also, but you know they kind of a little more difficult with the wording.
Yeah. It was
But
hard to learn.
It basically the same meaning that Western got all their information from.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, they ain't do nothing but
Say what,
copy.
bro? You broke up. I ain't hear you.
On my phone. Now mine. I guess now I'm being attacked too, huh? Y'all can't hear me.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But I hear you now.
Yeah, I had to come up out of there. They don't like when I go to the other page and try to pull up something. Damn. Hold on. What I was gonna say? Nuts. Let me see. Let's put it out. In fact, we'll get into that later. You know, brother, we definitely were breaking it down and y'all hating on us again. Lunar mansions, yeah, next shot.
Yeah, man. He about to show the Roshas the sign.
And like you said, you said that too, brother. He said the nakshatra is one of 28, and then they put in quotations. Sometimes also 27.
Yeah,
you know, they wanna always discredit.
They use the 27 because, like you said, they took the
13
sign away, so they got to use 27, like you said.
And you know, people be like, watch this. I'm gonna let Vijay clarify what I'm saying though. But like people love to say our futures, however, our features, however you want to say it, our fucus. People love to say there's a new zodiac sign. You know, they say fucus is a new zodiac sign, and that can be further from the truth. It can be further from the truth, and I just want people to know that the number 13 represents the Christ. You know, the 12, of course, represent the disciples, but they'd be like, well, what is number 13? Right. 13 is Christ. You feel me? Within that 12 is the one, which is the 13.
Right.
The 13 is the Christ. So go ahead, brother. Like I was telling that fucus is not a new sign. You know, and people would tell you, oh, we have a new sign in the zodiac. You know, and it's very ancient. Go ahead, brother Vijay.
Yeah, so this is what you say. This is what you say. This is the mandala. This diagram is of the 12 houses of 12 houses in the Vedic astrology, and when you're born, each house is determined. Where that means like each house is determined by the time of your birth. So we take the moon sign. Moon is the mother and sun is the father in Vedic astrology. And when you're born, they take the snapshot of the heaven by the satellite diagram, satellites or satellite picture or whatever, and they fill these houses. And they say the first house, second house, third house. So if your first house got Venus, that means your love life would be better, and they give the predictions, whatever. And this is what the Vedic astrology would be doing. And the first house would be with nakshatras, the ascendant. So that is the dominating behavior of that person. So there are 27 nakshatras, and each nakshatra, they are subdivided into 9. 9 threes are, so 9 into 3, 27. And there are 9 stars. And a few stars are called, few planets are called auspicious, and few planets are called bad. So bad planets are Sun, Mars, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, they are bad planets. And good planets are Moon, Venus, Mercury, and Jupiter are good. And this is how they predict. So it is pretty much easier. So nobody will tell you all these things, because they keep it a secret, and they try to collect the money from the clients. So it is pretty simple, and there are a few books you can read those books. But being a Hebrew, these things doesn't work on you, because you belong to a tribe. Actually, you belong to 12 tribes, one of the 12 tribes. So you are a Hebrew, and following them, that means it is forbidden for us. And this knowledge, our people are heavily involved with this knowledge. But anyway, I was also heavily involved with Chinese astrology. I was heavily involved with Vedic astrology. I was reading the stars and everything. But I found out that we are the Hebrews, the same people. The Native Americans are the Hebrews. So if you look at the Native Americans, they are black, straight hair, whatever. They call them Indians, Native Indians, American Indians. And for us, they call us Eastern Indians. And the West Indians, Jamaicans, they call them West Indies. So they named all our Hebrews as Indians. So do you understand what they want to imply? So heavily we are suffering. That is what it is. And they don't let us to know that these are the secrets. They don't want to let us know. That means we are Hebrews, so they forbid us to know that we are Hebrews. They don't tell us that, but that is a secret code. They call us Indians. Why do they call somebody in the Tropic of Cancer Indian, and somebody who is in the North America an Indian, and somebody who is down in Jamaica or the Barbados, West Indies? Why do they call them? Because we are all coming from Lemuria, the same people. That's what it is. We are divided and ruled.
Right.
They send us, yeah.
See, a lot of people can't read. So people get tangled and twisted and get mad about words. When they were calling themselves black, you couldn't tell them they was a Moor. And when they became a Moor, you can't tell them they Hebrew. And don't let them be Hebrew first, because you can't tell them nothing after that. So what I'm saying is, the word Hebrew comes from Hebrew. Hebrew,
Yeah.
We know Hebrew means the ones who crossed over. We over here, we know we Moors. Moors means traveler. So that means we are the ones who crossed over. We are the Hebrew. I don't be understanding how people, get tangled and twisted. So they get hurt by the word. Don't call me no Hebrew. Well, that means you just don't travel. You know what I mean? You haven't traveled the world like the rest of us. You know what I mean? As a people.
That means we can call ourselves Israel. That means there are names like Israel. That means we call ourselves Israel, the true nation. That's what it is. They named us India. In means we are inside. D means God, and Yah means Yahweh.
Well, actually, Dia meaning goddess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dio means
Dio.
it is. So India. So they named us India. So that means we are God's people. They know it, and they named us like that. So some they call it East Indian, West Indian, or Native Indians, whatever. But we are the first people to be here, and God gave us these lands, and we are native to this, and He's going to give us. That means He has kept us over every race on this planet. That's what it is, and our people had to know this, and they had kept us down with the secret science of the stars. with these zodiacs, with these fallen angels are ruling over us, and they are destroying us. So we have to know our true power, and our true power is in unity. Our true power is in collective unity with our Creator. When we when we when we worship our Creator, then our true power comes in, and that's where our true power is all about. And these stars, I break you down with 10 minutes what these astrologers are doing in India. I break you down in 10-15 minutes what the astrologers are doing in the whole world. It is that science has been given by our people to them, and they are using against us. So that is what it is. The first thing they do is take our birth chart and find out all our qualities, and then they try to impose a lot of things on us. So that's what it is. So if you are coming from the tribe of Judah, you are a Leo from the tribe of Judah, and from the tribe of Benjamin, you are from another astrological symbol. Or if you're coming from a Reuben, you are another astrological symbol. And they try to read it, and then they try to impose all the things against you. So they are using this astrology against our race.
So what about like the 12 sign? Like put it like this, in China, they have a 12 sign zodiac, but it goes off a year, like the whole year, people are born under this sign. You feel me? And it doesn't switch up with the months. It just be a whole year of the dragon, a whole year of the rat, and such and such. I know to me, I'm the water. I guess it's called a water pig. So I guess it's like a hippo. That was the sign I was born under in Chinese.
That means like in Chinese calendar, every human being is tied up to a animal. So you have to calculate your year, and you have to look up. That means like it is based upon your looks and the year which you are born, the fire sign, water sign, whatever, and the year which you are born, and you have to calculate your animal, Chinese astrological symbol. You may be a horse, you may be a tiger, you may be a dragon, whatever. And based upon it, you predict your year. That means like they look up the stars, and for the minute things you have to make more predictions. So the whole thing is coming from Buddha. The study of the Chinese calendar is coming from the Buddha. So the Chinese were given this knowledge by Buddha, the Indian person. So this is not a different from Vedic astrology. It is also connected to Vedic astrology, but they changed some things up, and to give it to the Oriental people, they made some changes. That's what it is.
So is it safe to say that in most cases, whether it be the Bible or whatever, when people are being called a prophet, they're really just an astrologer. You feel me? They really just studied, like the three wise men. The only people in the Bible called wise men, they were astrologers. You feel me?
No. That means like in Bible, that means like the prophet got a lot of things. Moshe is the prophet who made us cross the river. That means like who took us to a new land. And Joshua took us to a new land. All the people who are suffering, who are under the slavery, they took us to a new land. They had the certain powers. They were able to stop the sun and the moon. And who are these astrologers? Can they stop the sun and the moon? I challenge them. Even the moon and the moon is, of course, for me to follow the Sabbath, I have to see the lunar calendar every week to follow my Sabbath, because the moon is, of course, because of Joshua, what Joshua has done. So we are the very, very powerful people on the planet, and the prophets are way more powerful than you think, than we can imagine. Way more powerful. That's what it is.
And I like that you say that, because you just gave me more fuel for the fire, right? Because I already be saying how like the sun doesn't do what we think it does. You feel me? Like
Right.
if the Earth got closest to the sun, I always ask people, what would happen if the Earth got closest to the sun? You know, everybody gonna say it's gonna get, you know, we're gonna get hotter, it's gonna get burnt up. I say, what would happen if we get further away from the sun? You're like, oh, we're gonna get colder. I say, well, why, when the Earth is closest to the sun, we're in the dead of winter, and when it's furthest away from the sun, we're in the summertime. You know, see, I say when they talk about the Dark Ages and all that with the Europeans, I feel like if we leave, you know, if we're not there, there's no sun. You feel me? So there was none of us there, so they were in the dark, and that's why now they have to live next door to you, because they ain't gonna let that sun just leave them again. They like, the sun will follow those people. So if we were to separate and be on one side of the world, they would have no sunlight, is what I'm getting at. Or even the sun itself doesn't. That's why they say niggas draw heat. You feel me? Because the sun ain't doing what we think it's doing. You feel me? So I kind of like
Right. That means like in these days, like the sun will punish them. Yeah, go on. The sun will punish everybody.
Can't he?
Oh yeah, I just want to say something about what he said about the prophets. In my opinion, what give prophets power is them having knowledge of the stars and how to access the energies to like change reality. That's my opinion. Because you can't access those astrological star energies, you know, to your advantage if you had a proper knowledge. That's what they do in the ancient time. But that would make a prophet so powerful, I think. They're more like magicians, I guess.
Yeah, see what I'm saying is,
they know how to access the nature, elements of nature.
Like watch this. When the person think you a psychic, if you knew palmistry,
oh yeah,
you know what I mean. If you know palmistry, if you know astrology, you know what I mean. Is, you know, those certain kind of sciences. When you know that, people gonna be like, man, this person here, man, I think they're a psychic. You feel me? Because you got the truth right there the whole time. You've been had the truth with you.
Right. It's written. It's written down in the stars and on your body.
The stars made an imprint on your life at your birth. You know what I mean? That was that wise council coming together and speaking precedence over your life. They already then laid out how things are gonna go. You know, just like they're saying we already written in the book of life, or you know, like people would tell you it was destined to happen. Yeah, it's all. Anything we go through, everybody up here, we already know it's already written in your natal chart. It'll scare you.
Predetermined, yeah.
That means like in the Bible it says like you can read all the stars, but I got the power to change that writing, whatever. And the prophets, you think like that means like the power of the prophet is purely from the Most High, and he, that means like when you look into the situation of Moses, he was handed over a staff, and all the power of the Most High came into that staff. That staff became a snake, and then the Most High asked him to catch that snake by the tail, and then it became again a staff. And he was drawing all the power from that staff, and so he was completely a different person. So when you look into this magicians or the people who are practicing occult, their power is limited because they are relying on the other gods, or what you say. That means they're depending upon their gods, the Gentile gods. So if you are a Hebrew and you are going to their gods, you won't be getting that much power. You have this God waiting for you to give all his power. So you have to draw your power from him. So that's what it is. And when you go into their system, you would be an outsider. They won't let you. They will take you there, but they don't tell all the secrets, or the foreign angel who is in charge of them will tell you to keep you there. That's what it is. So So this is what happened to me a lot of times. That's what it is. This is this thing really happens, and so
Right. That's very interesting though how the Bible is written basically from the stars to give us the interpretation or analogy of it.
Yeah, like I said, it's real metaphysical, or like we see astrotheology. You know, like it's all pertaining to the stars.
Can y'all understand me yet?
Yeah, I can hear you good, huh?
A little bit. They want to mess
Okay.
up. I
I
hear you.
wanted to speak greetings to Mother Matriarch Salima Ellis. I see her in the audience in the comment.
Peace.
For sure. Yeah, I was gonna tell Brother Vijay that's our sister Salima who was in the last video with us. The War in Heaven. Yep. See, I advise everybody to check out the
Oh
video.
yeah, I watched that one. That was a good show.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I advise everybody to watch the video that we done with Brother Vijay. You know.
Yeah, I'll put them in the description below.
Yeah, y'all make sure y'all check that out. You know who the real Dravidians are and everything. Like we touched on Lemuria, every show. You know what I mean? Like we don't play. Like we was gonna tell y'all what we call in Vedic astrology is Lemurian astrology. You know, just to keep it funky with you. You know, it is what it is. It's Lemurian astrology. You feel me? The ancient Dravidian type astrology. Yeah, but like hold on, just to make it clear, what are the 13 signs once again in Vedic?
that means like that the 13 number is where what you say is very important in Indian astrology, in Indian numerology as well. So it comes with the Fibonacci numbers, and on the 13th day they call it Tri Ekadashi. So they do a lot of rituals today. Today is the day they do the rituals. So dark magic rituals in India, and that is why the India is in a dire state. So they do a lot of rituals today, and but there are 12 rashis, 12 zodiacs. There are 9 stars. There are 27 nakshatras. This is the only thing in the Vedic astrology. There's nothing more. And the 13 sign astrology, the effucus or the hidden symbol is not presented here in the Vedic astrology. The 13th number is important, and nobody brings up the 13th sign here. So and I have been, because you can walk before that means like you can be ahead of all the Vedic astrologers because you know more than them or whatever, because you study all of their charts and all of their what do you say, birth readings and whatever, and most of them follow this Vedic astrology and they do their things accordingly. And being a Hebrew in India, that means like most of the Hebrews they became Christians, and studying the astrology is forbidden for us in India. Or that means like nobody. That means like they say something like they don't allow the Hebrew children to read the astrology, and but I crossed the lines. I wanted to know what is inside, and there's nothing much. There is only few information about the Vedic astrology, and I again dig deep down into Chinese astrology, which was interesting, and the Western astrology. It is the same, and the Native American astrology, it is also the same. So there is nothing much, but they designed this astrology to study the Israelite, the 12 tribes, because they don't know, because we are different, and we used to act in a different way. We are causing them a lot of problems to their kingdoms, and they want to study us then, and the only way they can study, because they don't have the hand of the Most High to support them. They only have the fallen angels to support them, and they were studying us because with this astrology. So so the people in East, yeah.
See, I hear people all the time say, or point out that the oppressor and the oppressed cannot have the same God. You feel me? So basically, it's really like saying the oppressed and the oppressor cannot have the same Mandela. You feel me? Because
Right.
like you say, if we pray to the wrong God, then we can only get a little power from that.
Right.
It's like saying if we beg somebody that don't like us for food, if we beg good enough, we can get a little bit. That's it. We're not gonna get a lot. If we want a lot, we got to come to our people.
Yeah. Yeah, it was always told that we the Hebrews or Hebrew or the Israelites were fell down. The Judea fell down because they worshipped the gods placed on sticks and on stone. Gods on sticks and stones. The Christianity and Islam. They are following these two religions and they fell. So we are still in the same religions, which our ancestors followed, and they fell from their kingdoms. That is why we are in so much of trouble, and all our books have been edited by our oppressors, and we don't have nothing to read now except this astrology and this internet. And when we go to the internet, we find all the false information about us. We don't find any information about us, about these lost tribes of Israel or about the true tribes of Israel. There is no information. So somebody like you have to write, or I have to write the books, and they will take it off the circulation as well. So this is what they've been doing to us. So that is what it is.
Right.
Hey, brother L, you see that link I'm trying to share?
Yeah.
See, brother Vijay, when he was saying something, it's like whoa, like almost like a revelation, and it made me think how we know the Fibonacci sequences ultra important. You feel me? But something just made me realize what is really important for. That's what I had mute. But see, the Fibonacci sequence, if we could just imagine the Fibonacci sequence being superimposed over the zodiac. This is where we getting these many houses and many mansions. You feel me? And getting a breakdown of the natal chart like no other, because we'll be able to see where these points lining up inside of the Fibonacci sequence. So like I've never thought of that, but it's saying right here though that the Fibonacci sequence is the keystone to advancing astrology as a science. With it, you can understand the fundamental pattern of an atom. You can understand the structure of a solar system. You understand the nature of a molecule. You can understand formation of a cell. So
that's deep.
real for real. And the brother was kind of touching on that, so I know this ain't new to my brother Vijay. But he definitely made me say, hold up. Let me check that out. And I'm pretty sure the Hindu already been doing that, using the Fibonacci, the zodiac. And that's pretty much what we really get a natal chart from. There's no better way to chart it. Yeah. we can go ahead and finish up, Vijay, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, that means like everything is intertwined with the Fibonacci sequence, and one root, one plus one, 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 two. That means like it's a Fibonacci sequence, and
1,
it's
1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, 89, 144. The
yeah.
first numbers of the sequence. Yeah.
It is the root, one root attached to another root, and then the two roots sprung up, and then three roots sprung up, and five roots sprung up. And if you look at the leaves, that means like first you find two leaves, and then you find three leaves and five leaves to the branches. So that is
so even deeper. So, like you're saying, you got to do with the cellular division, and like the mitosis, how a cell goes from one to two, and it's 2 to 4 to 6, and 8, you know what I'm saying? So, like that's what the Fibonacci sequence was always showing us. How one became many.
right.
That's why all of them have the same amount of spacing and everything. Like everything is equal because they're all just a duplicate of the other.
Right. That means like
Right.
we can
And also, like,
yeah
oh, go ahead.
we can study the science, but this information is coming from the fallen angels, the fallen ones, who created, that means like who are closely associated with the creator while creating this universe. So they gave the masons this information while constructing the buildings, or while constructing the temples, or while constructing the the churches, mosques, whatever. They use this information. This is all the messianic information which the fallen ones had given to the masons, the mother sons. That's what it is all about. So when you look at 1 foot, 1 foot is 12 inches. So all these things adds up to the Fibonacci. So you can be a good mason, or by studying these things. So, or a computer programmer, whatever you want to be. If you study these things, you will be better in whatever you do. That's what it is.
You'll be prepared. And,
Yeah.
and like they say, failing the plan is planning to fail.
That's what it is.
So this is like, this is like somebody tapping you on your shoulder trying to whisper that, something that this nigga trying to do. You know what I mean? It's at least like a boxer having a good corner man. You know what I mean? Like he preparing you for the next round. And that's the same thing with this, with studying astrology. Not no horoscope.
No school will teach you these things. Like that means like you have the measurements based upon the Fibonacci sequence, and you have all the measurement. No school will teach you how to measure that means how to measure a what you say a plat or a piece of ground. That means like 1200 square yards or 500 square yard ground. How to measure the ground? Nobody will tell you that. How to mark the pegs, and how to measure the ground. How to lay out the foundations from the ground. These are all the messianic information which they don't teach you in schools. We have to be teaching our kids all these things, because like if you see the ground won't be flat. It would be something like it will be different, right? Because while building an apartment or a building, you have to erect the building. So you have to do all these measurements. And these things are the things that the angels, when you refer to the Book of Enoch, they had taught them to the masons. And when you look into the Leviticus, how to build the temple, the Solomon, the king's book, the first kings, the Solomon called upon the masons, Hiram, to build his temple. So these are the information which we will be teaching all our kids. so that they can start building, and they don't give the chance to other people to build. We build our own buildings, we build our own constructions, whatever. So this is the information we have to give it to the next generation. This is the golden ratio.
Right.
Golden ratio.
Yeah. Does the Fibonacci sequence have, ain't the number 9 like play a big role in? I think I read something about the number 9 in Fibonacci.
Yeah, I had it on mute. So I kind of like had stopped myself. I was saying like I always had wondered how in the zodiac they stuff like, oh, it's on the this constant star is on the cusp, or it's in a new constellation. I'm like, how do they be knowing that? But it's because they can line up
Yeah.
the Fibonacci, it's because they can line up the Fibonacci sequence to see when something's actually made that grand of a move, because it's no longer in the house it belonged in, and it's in the new house.
Right.
On the cusp. You know what I'm saying? Without that Fibonacci sequence already, you know, it's just like a grid. It's like a grid already charting every part of the stars out there. You know? And then we can tell when it makes it
Right.
to another house or mansion or nakshatra. So, yeah. You know, I'm over here having an aha moment. Excuse me.
So math play a big major role inside of astrology also, because everything come basically from the numbers,
Yeah,
from the measurements of the stars.
exactly. Numerology. Numerology is the real language.
We need to do a show on numerology.
Like numerology is
Right,
language of the
yeah.
stars. Like, matter of fact, that's what we was gonna. I think what our next video was gonna be about something like that. By some, was it about? I think it might be gematria or something like that. But that's gonna be all. He's gonna definitely get included. For real.
Yeah, we need to discuss that because that's very important.
Exactly. For real. For real. Like, people don't understand.
All the planets follow a number too. All the planets follow
Yeah,
a number. Signs follow a
it's at
number.
an angle.
You know,
You know, they all at
the degrees by numbers.
those angles
Right.
of light. You know, is where angle is where you get the word angel. You feel me? So angels are angles of light.
Right.
You know, so yeah, that's what they are. You know, that's
And you know where you get the word decan from? You get it from decan.
Decan. Yeah,
You get
10.
it from decans. The degrees inside of inside of 30 degrees. And I think they call Buddha. What they call in Vedic? Buddhas. The 4 Buddhas. Something like that. But I ain't for sure what they call it in Vedic. But it start with it. Badha. Buddhas. I think that's it. If I'm correct, Vijay. I don't know for real. Vijay still with us?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like how old is the Fibonacci sequence, Brother Vijay? Like, is it Lemurian?
It is the oldest of the oldest. So it is from the Vedic astrology. It is from Lemuria. It is the ancient thing. And somebody called Fibonacci named after himself. It makes us laugh or whatever. But everybody knows Fibonacci before what the person Fibonacci claimed it to be a Fibonacci sequence. Everybody in India knows Fibonacci sequence way before from the Vedic times. That's what it is.
Like I say, it's all in nature. So
that's what it is.
Like you said, even the Hindu war or the Lemurians were a part of Egyptian culture, as well as other ancient primordial people. But all of those people, they studied nature. Yeah,
Right.
and they all would have ran across the fact of this sequence and all of these flowers and all of this, life forms on Earth. It's like, hold on, even in our hair, like when people cut their hair, you'll see a swirl the same way. You know what I mean? It's just like, you'll see this Fibonacci sequence and everything.
Right.
Like the best thing about it covers every angle there is. Every angle that we could draw is already within the Fibonacci sequence.
Right.
It's covered every angle. So that's why it's like representation up above, which is the heavens. You feel me? Because you got all these angles, and like I say, angle means angel. So those angles of light that we measuring and studying, they're the angels. That's why it's called the solar system, solar system. You feel me? That's the collection of souls. Yeah. Like my brother said, the Mandelas. I ain't talking about Nelson. You feel me?
That's what it is. Everything ties up. That's what it is. Like Mandela's.
And that's amazing. And see, nobody wants to connect how Africans and Hindu share so much of the same words and culture. It's like, come on, like, whoa. Like, his name ain't Nelson Orisha. His name is Nelson Mandela. You feel me? He's not calling on the Orishas. Maybe. But I know for sure his name is Mandela for a reason. And we know people from South Africa would be the closest people to Lemuria when they were still standing. So a lot of people don't want to realize that when Lemuria sunk, that populated not only East India or South India, not only Australia, but also Africa.
And also that means Lemurians are also in America, what we call the Native Indians. Mm-hmm. They are also there, and also there's West Indians, the same people. Mm-hmm. So the few features may be different, but everything would be the same. These are from quite different tribe from the West Indians, but if you look into the Native Indians, Native Americans, they are the same people. There's no difference whatsoever. That's why they call them Red Indians or American Indians, and they call in the East India East Indians, and Jamaicans the West Indians. Everybody is tied up to this one name, India. That's what it is. Yeah. So that is their secret code to identify us. So are you from India? Okay, we know you are. You are a Israelite. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. The indigo people, like the indigo child, right. The indigo children,
That's what it is. All the name comes from our country's name. So why do they have to name somebody in America Red Indians? Why do you have to come up with such kind of a name? So can I ask you, or why do they come up with that name? And why do they have to call us Indians who are in East India? And why do they call Jamaicans West Indies? So this is, yeah.
And I love to point out, like, you see me in another video, I love to point out how, Asia was called Kush. And we know even Europe is Asia Minor. So all of that was Kush. We know that, all of Africa was called Kush. We know, from Ethiopia on down. And we know that all of India was called Hindu Kush. So all of these places were called Kush. You feel me? And people don't want to connect them all. They want to separate them like, no, that's Europe. No, that's Asia. No, that's Africa and all that. But they're all still connected. So it don't make no sense. It makes no sense that people be like, oh, those are different continents, with all these different names. When if we go back anciently, they were all called Kush. And before these man-made things like what's that over there? That man-made canal, the Suez Canal, you know, other than them making that man-made canal, those lands are connected, you know. So just because they put a you know, a highway down the middle don't mean this is two different cities. You feel me? Or two different countries, or you know, continents. So we're not gonna pay no attention to no Suez Canal,
Right.
and act like it divided Africa from those different lands. Like all of that is Kush. Like he's saying, all the way over here, we Indians just like they Indians. You know what I mean?
It's the same people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
He letting you know who the real Indians are. They dark.
that's what it is.
The Dravidians. Y'all better go watch them videos and tell them we done it. We done bust open them gates. You know, and we already touched on who the real Dravidians, and nobody never told you who a fake Dravidian was. And we went straight to the real. You know what I mean? So you probably never heard that word. I want y'all to look up the videos and, you know, catch up, get familiar. It's like we know about Atlantis, know about Lemuria, you know, learn about the ancient continent Mu, all of those now underground continents, you know. Let's know that we ain't always stood where we standing, you know, and we'll move again because we do what nature tells us to do. If nature says it's time to move, it's time to move.
I mean, it's like when the 12 tribes get together, then there's no stopping us. That's what it is. Like few tribes are stuck in this part of India, few tribes are stuck in America, few tribes are stuck in Jamaica, Brazil. So when all these tribes come together and speak one language and follow one God, then that's it. That's it for everybody. It's a wrap. That's what it is.
Yep. Hey, once we calling on the right God and the right Mandelas, like how the West Indians down there in Haiti did, you know, we'll have our freedom.
No. That's like no, Calico. What's happening is like
Right.
yeah, we have been heavily in voodoo. That means like my family is experiencing the same thing. We do voodoo a lot in our families.
Yeah.
And that's what had kept us away from the creator God.
Yeah.
That's what it is. If you go into Haiti and look at there, that means like they have the highest form of voodoo. They can bring the dead people in or whatever. And it is the same here in India. They can do the same things to you. But that is keeping away from the God and the true power of Moses and Yahushua. That's what it is. We are using the forces in a negative way, and that is keeping us away from the power. That's what it is.
Yep. We're using it for personal gain instead of a universal gain. You know?
That means like personal gain. You don't get any personal gain. That's what it is. Like when you are into in the dark path, you don't get that much personal gain. Here, the people would be paying you like $10 or something to cast a spell on somebody. That's what it is. So that's what they would be earning. So. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I hit the mute. Sister,
Yeah.
Sister Joy, we getting towards the end, sister. We ain't heard from you. Is your audio back? I should obviously she
They
tried.
keep kicking her out the
Yeah.
out the live for some reason.
Yeah. So
But yeah, God, it's a great presentation, man. Good knowledge we kicking, man.
I appreciate the bill with y'all brothers. You know what I mean? For real. And
Oh yeah.
this was definitely a good introduction.
Oh yeah.
Now we could dive deeper personally. You know, like Brother Vijay, do you offer natal charts as far as In Vedic astrology, do you offer natal charts?
No, that is like I'm not offering any natal charts, or I'm not referring to the stars. I'm completely changed my direction. I'm reading Hebrew. I'm reading Hebrew scriptures. I'm following the Sabbath. I'm completely turning towards towards the Most High to seek the true power. So I will. That means like. I have to bring back all the tribes together. That's what I feel like at this point of time. And that means like I've been with the fallen angels, so they are not good. That's what it is. And we it is not 12 zodiac, it's the 12 tribes. And once I realized that I am a Hebrew, that's the end of the story. I, my entire life had changed. That's what it is. Opportunities came in, and I'm totally a different person. That's what it is. Yeah. So I'm following the commandments, keeping the laws. So that's what I've been doing. So I've been learning my language, my Hebrew language, so that I stay connected with the roots and with the Most High. So when you pray in your own Hebrew language, Hebrew tongue, you get more connected to the Creator. So when you speak the tongue, that's what it is. So they took away our tongue, the Hebrew tongue from us. It is very easy to learn the Hebrew language for a Hebrew person. That's what it is.
In the beginning was the word, you know. So,
Right.
so we can't be going with the last.
Right.
We can't be going with the last language ever created, English. You know, and over here talking to God. God, hey, man, we'd be better off speaking in tongues. You know what I mean? Because to the heavens, that's what we're doing right now. We're speaking in tongues. What is that English they speaking? You know what I mean? Like, it's too foreign to the gods.
Right. I mean, it's like the whole Bible which you're seeing now, El Biblios, is completely rewritten. It's rewritten so that you don't come to the gods, or you don't understand your true Hebrew roots. That's what they had encoded all the fake things in the Bible, and had given it to you, so that we don't understand till the end. The whole New Testament is not real. That's what it is. And the Old Testament got a lot of mistakes in it, and they completely edited the Hebrew text. Even the Hebrew original text have been edited.
Yeah,
So
see, that's why I don't deal with the New Testament, because it's not written in Hebrew.
that's what it is.
All scripture is written in Hebrew. You feel me? So
Right.
Right.
I don't waste my time with the New Testament like that.
That's what it is. With their creator, with their saviors or whatever, they gave the false religion, false saviors, and false everything, so that we fall for that thing. If they slap on one cheek, will show the other cheek, something like we became like we are the worst victims to be like that. So we are not like that, and we won't be like that at all. We are the conquerors. We are the lions. That's what it is, and we'll always be like that. And once we come to the knowledge, we don't need to fight or whatever. The power will come to us. That's what it is.
But it's been a pleasure. That's for sure. I'm hoping everybody else out there in YouTube land enjoyed it.
Oh yeah.
I wish I ain't gonna lie, see Sister Joy.
Right.
See Sister Joy.
I'm trying to see what Sister Joy gonna come back on.
No, she had to take the bullet. Okay, I'm gonna say she took the bullet.
Oh, okay. Cool.
She knew that it was either gonna mess up her audio or mess up Vijay's audio, and she just sacrificed herself. She was like,
Oh man.
Right.
Hey, but we good, everything went real balanced. When he wasn't able to speak, Sister Joy held him up.
Oh yeah.
So we appreciate you, sister, and I definitely appreciate my brother L Moore, and I appreciate my brother Vijay. You feel me? Hey, I love
Oh yeah,
it.
we appreciate you, bro.
But like brother L Moore said, we're gonna want to touch on some numerology, you know, maybe some gematria, you know, next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the people don't understand the power of them numbers, you know, in association with those Hebrew letters that you were speaking of. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah, it's powerful. It's powerful.
Right.
Real. You know. So you know, until next time.
Peace.
Oh yeah. Well, we can leave out by introducing ourselves one time. We'll let you introduce yourself before you leave out. Where they can find you in contact.
Yeah, yo, you know, like the hashtag say, you know, definitely search for me on YouTube. You know, the same way on Facebook. I'll be Calico. You know, check me out on the Alhambra Society. You know, my Supreme Shot Etymology series. You know, as well as you know, from TV. You know, you can look up D Calico. You'll see me there. You know, you also see me on the Branch of Knowledge. You know, right now we even streaming from the Memoirs of a Karmic Dynasty. And we on my brother L Moore's page. You know, I'm gonna have to find it. You know, and as a matter of fact, brother Vijay, I'm pretty sure you got a YouTube too. So I gotta get both of them links, and you know, I'm definitely gonna follow. Peace.
Peace. We'll let brother Vijay tell him his information.
Yeah, that is like you can find me on Twitter at Nagawa13, and you can find me on LinkedIn Santhosh Arikotla, and on Instagram at ChristBeing. I have my own website, my company website, so I will. I mean, if you are looking to build a blockchain application, or if you want to learn artificial intelligence, blockchain, if you want to learn web development, mobile app development, application development, any computer languages you want to learn, you can contact me. Or if you want to launch an ICO or a cryptocurrency, you can contact our company. Our company website is www.nagaintelligence.com. So we are registered as highest intelligence in India. So I can do all that work for you, and that's what we do.
Sister Joy,
Okay, cool. And this is your boy Elmo, the Universal Humanitarian, and you can find me at yoshimura918gmail. You can contact me by phone number. You can search me on YouTube and Facebook at the Universal Humanitarian. We'll let Sister Joy outro herself if she's available to. Or we can do it for her. You can find the goddess at Facebook,
I'm Joy Allen,
Twitter, or IG, or
I'm Joy Allen. You can, you can find me at the Memoirs of the Karmic Dynasty. You know, on Facebook as Joy Allen. You know, I mean, you know, the Branch of Knowledge. You know, Crumb TV. You know, y'all make sure y'all search and find my sister. You know, she got about 100 videos. Y'all need to catch up and watch. For real.
Right. Okay, so we're gonna get up out of here, fellas. It was nice kicking it with y'all for this session.
Always a pleasure.
Oh yeah. Peace.
Peace.